guys, it's Oberstadt, and in today's video, I'm actually doing a YouTube tag video. I was catching up on some YouTube because I wasn't feeling that great yesterday, and I ate something that did not agree with me. And so this morning, while I was, catching up on YouTube stuff and getting a video ready to go up at 5 and all that kind of lovely, fun stuff that I usually do, I was catching up on watching some of my favorites, and I was watching Gooch's video this morning, and her video is titled, "If I Could Only Keep 5 Makeup Products." Now, the original creator of this tag is Emily Noel. I am no longer subscribed to Emily Noel 83. I unsubscribed from her quite a while ago for several reasons, but I do really enjoy Kelly's content, and she referenced that video. I did go watch it, but Emily actually talked about the reason she came up with this tag was because of a blog or an article that she read that basically the premise is that if you could only keep 5 makeup products in your collection, or if somebody came and took all of your makeup and left you with 5 pieces, what would you keep? Those kinds of things. So, of course, Emily kept her own palette from Makeup Revolution, which has, it's a all-in-one kind of palette, and I know Gooch did something similar, and so after watching both of their videos, I was like, that's a great idea. I don't do YouTube tags very often, but I thought it was something fun, and since I don't wear foundation and I don't wear primer, and there's a lot of things that I don't do as a YouTuber that a lot of YouTubers do. So I figured this would be a good challenge for me. So getting into these products, I looked at the products that Kelly mentioned, and she's got a foundation, a bronzer, a brow pencil, a mascara, and an eyeshadow palette. And I know that Emily and Kelly had both excluded skincare items, which I just did my skincare. So I picked 5 products. 2 of them technically are multitasking products, but because I don't wear primer and foundation and all that kind of extra step stuff, this was kind of a lot easier for me. So first of all, I'm going to be not only doing a get ready kind of thing because I have to go to Walmart to pick up some groceries. A friend of mine's daughter died last week, and it's been a very rough time for me because I have lost children, and her daughter was 15, and so I honestly cannot understand or fathom losing a child that was 15. My children I had a miscarriage and a stillborn, so I've been there, but not where she's at. So I can empathize with her situation. So her Boy Scout troops that all of her kids belong to, she had 5 kids. They're all in Boy Scouts, and so they set up not only a GoFundMe, which I will leave linked down below, but one of the coordinators had set up a go deliver kind of a meal to the family. So I signed up technically for yesterday, but because of food poisoning, still don't know what I ate. I didn't get to go yesterday and deliver it because I didn't go. There was an ingredient that I needed, which is basically the main dish. I needed chicken to make baked chicken. I still need to go to the store and pick that up. I have everything else. So I still have to go to the store and do that. So I have a few hours, and it takes an hour and a half or so to bake chicken. But I wanted to go ahead and get this done. Sorry for rambling. So, first of all, those of you that have been on my channel for a while know that I love the L'Oreal Color Riche Shine lipsticks. Not only do they feel like a lip balm on the lips, they do have a slight staining capability of them, but they're also super, super moisturizing on the skin. Not to mention, I think they smell great, and they have beautiful colors. And so I pulled the color Varnished Rosewood, which is basically my lips but better. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on. It's just got enough color to it that it evens out my own lip color, and I really enjoy that. Now, I know Gooch didn't do a get ready with me, but Emily Noel did, so I'm going to try and not make this as long as hers. The next product that I pulled is the Tarte Shape Tape. This is in Light Sand. This is the color that is, when it dries down and all that kind of stuff, is about the same color as my skin. And I find that with the new way I'm applying my concealers and correctors, I don't need a powder. So let me go ahead and apply this. I've been really not feeling that great for a couple of weeks. So I've been doing very minimal, hardly any concealer kind of makeup. So I've been taking my finger and working the product. I also have been using whatever concealer that I've been using as like an eyeshadow base. So with whatever product is left over on my finger, I also bring it up here. Now for those of you that do not like touching your makeup or your face with your fingers, I can understand. I do not like touching makeup products and then touching other products, and I don't know how people do that and smear makeup all over their brushes and their other products, and that just drives me nuts. Okay, so now that I've got this basically spread out to where I more or less want it, which is basically right up underneath my lash line to hide the dark circles and all over my lids to make them like more even. I then take my little Real Techniques sponge, which is a little bit damp, and then I don't get this soaking wet anymore. I get it just a little bit damp, and then I blend it out the rest of the way, like so. And if I lose coverage like I just did in the inner part of my eye where I have the most darkness, I just go back in with just a smidge more concealer, use my finger to spread it out at first, and then use the sponge to just smooth everything over. Because I mean, you do get like little finger marks. And as you can see, I'm using very, very little product. And I'm concentrating the product where I need it the most, which is right here where my darkness is. And then again, I take whatever product is left over on my finger, I wipe it off onto the sponge, and then I'll go in and kind of like blend over the edges first on either side. And then I'll go over the spot that I just reapplied, so that way it's had a chance to dry down just a little bit. And of course, you know, while I'm working on one eye over the other, I do go back over my eyelids because I have hooded eyes, and I want to make sure that the product on my eyelids is increasing. One good thing about the Tarte Shape Tape is it dries down really nicely on its own. I have super dry skin, so I don't need to set it. Now, I'm going to leave that where it is right now and move on to the next step. Now, for the next part, you know, because people blush, bronze, highlight, all that kind of stuff. And so far, I'm looking kind of blank. So I pulled the BH Cosmetics. This is the classic blush palette, but it has these like warmer shades down here at the bottom. One of them is a matte, one of them is a shimmer. I actually use those as bronzers. And since I just washed all of my brushes last night, they're all kind of still laid down on the counter. I'm going to go in to the second shade in. And if you look, my face is already kind of dark here. I kind of put it there first, and then I blend. Because I'm already hollow right here on my face. And then I run over the edge of my nose. I mean, granted, this is a blush, but it's really kind of like a brown shade for blush. And because I have a warm undertone in my skin, it seems to work. And then I'm going to take the brush that I've been using to blend out bronzer. And since this is the first time I've washed it, I can see little hairs that need to be nipped off. And then I just go back in with this brush and blend it out just a little bit more so it's not so harsh. Then going in with my Luxie blush brush, again, I'm fluffing them up as I pick them up, I'm going to pick a blush out of here. And I think I'm going to go with this one today because I'm wearing an orange shirt. This is kind of a mauve shade. I don't want anything too orange. And remember, I didn't set my under eyes. So my under eyes are still a little bit tacky. Now, I did notice that I had some creasing going on, so I'm going to stop and stamp that back out and run back over my eyelids. And usually after I do this, I don't need to touch this again. It's usually pretty okay. Now, if you need more products on your face than this, then you, but I think for me, this is fine. And I'm just going warmer. Okay, so the next product that I pulled is also from BH Cosmetics. So this is kind of like minus the concealer, very affordable. I think this was like $8. I got it on sale for $18. The lipstick was like $6, and the other item that I have, I think cost me, well, this one cost me like $7. The original version didn't cost me anything. So this is the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette. It has this beautiful shade in the center that I'm going to be using as a highlight. It also has a mirror. So I'm going to pick up the center shade. And I'm tapping this on because there is some shimmer in it. And then I'm going to blend. Now you also have the Virgo and Leo shades that are like a pink and a beige. You have the Gemini shade, which is like a silver. You have the Taurus shade, which is a beige shade, and Pisces, which is a darker beige shade that you can always wear as a highlight out of this palette if you were to do something like this. Now, I don't really do a whole lot with my eyebrows, but I know Kelly did. And there is this Pisces matte shade, which is kind of like a purpley brown shade. So I'm going to grab a little bit of that. Now remember, in these 5 steps things, that brushes and skincare don't count. So these are only 5 makeup products. And this is way too red. I'm just gonna grab an eyebrow brush. It's really red. And I have really good brows. I don't really do a whole lot with them. I just kind of want them a little bit darker. But this is definitely a little too red for my taste with my hair color. And then, of course, we have the actual, eyeshadow palette, which is an eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to do a really quick eyeshadow look. I'm going to grab the Aquarius matte shade. I'm going to go into the Pisces shade that I use in my brows and dip in ever so lightly because it is a dark shade. And if you look, I'm actually holding the brush almost level with my eye when I'm stamping it on. So I'm basically pressing it on the skin at the same level so that it's flat. And then I blend. Alright, so this is looking really kind of like scary. My region. I think what I'm going to do is grab the Taurus shade on my pinky. And I'm pressing that on my eyelid in the very front part of my eye. I'm going to drag it underneath the front of my lash line and the inner corner. And I went about halfway with the shade, and then I'm going to put a little up here on my brow bone. And then with whatever's left over, just kind of sweep it on my cheek. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, now, because the outer part of my eye is so dark, I'm going to go in with a flat synthetic. Shader brush. And I'm actually going to grab this Aquarius shade right here, which is like a duochrome. And I press that all over the lid with the brush, and then I ran over it with my finger to stamp it down into my skin. And do the same thing on the other side. And just to be safe, I'm going to blend back over that top line really quick. Okay, because I was getting close to the time limit when my camera shuts off, I went ahead and restarted it. Okay, so now that I've got this done, you can go one step further. Now this is all personal preference, but because it's in here, I'm going to use it. There is a black shadow in here. I'm going to pick up on a little angled brush and then go right above my lash line with it. See the difference between this eye and this eye now that I've got the top lashes like outlined just a little bit? I know I see a difference. And I'm starting halfway in at first and then taking the brush towards my inner eye. That way I've got some of the product worked off the brush a little bit before I go closer to my nose. And I've got a little bit of fallout on my nose, it's sparkly, I can see it. Alright, now for the very last product, mascara. Now granted, I don't need mascara. I have really long natural lashes, just like I don't really need brow products, but this is my favorite mascara. This is the Maybelline Falsies Flared. The Maybelline Falsies is my favorite, but it's drying out, so I grabbed the flared version. And of course, I stab myself in the nose with it. And that's it, I'm done. And I would go out in this because I'm actually going to go out in this. I'm going to go grocery shopping in this makeup. And I feel beautiful just wearing these 5 products. I mean, literally 5. You have these 3 here, which is the mascara, the concealer, and the lipstick, and then the blush palette and the eyeshadow palette. Now, if the eyeshadow palette had more like blushy shades in it, I mean, it's got like the Virgo matte shade, but again, that's basically it. So I think picking this blush palette that can also work as a bronzer or contour is beneficial. And there is a wide variety of the blush shades as well, so you could also use these as eyeshadows to get different looks. And there are, you know, colors in here that are not in the other palettes. So if you wanted to go all out like pink or something, you've got the few in the Zodiac palette and you've got this. So all in all, I think this is not only a very fun tag, but it's interesting. It really makes you sit down and think about what you do with your makeup, what your makeup preferences are, and what you find are the steps that you need in your own makeup routine, because we all do things differently. I know Kelly picked a foundation and a brow pencil. I used an eyeshadow for my brows. Is it a little too red? Yes, but with my hair down, it's not really that noticeable. I mean, you know, my hair's a little crazy, but I think it'll work. I think it looks great. So I tag anybody to do this. If you want to recreate this tag video, I will leave Kelly's video linked down below, as well as Emily Noel's video, and the 5 products that I chose for my video. I will also leave those linked so you can go and look them up. And if you are interested in purchasing them, then feel free, but you don't have to, which is, you know, fine. And if you do click anything link-wise in my description box, if it says Go Magically, those are affiliate links. I do earn a small commission when people do click on those. And somebody recently used one of my links, and it's like the first like actual sale that or purchase that has been made through any of my links. So I was like really shocked about it. So I'm grateful. So anyways, if you do this tag, please let me know. I will go and watch it and comment on it. And I tag anybody to do this video. Sit down and think about what your makeup preferences are and what you need and don't need in your makeup. And having a palette like this, it's a big multitasking palette. It's got 25 different colors in it. You could use like, what are these, 6 different, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 6 different shades in here you could use as a highlight. Personally, me, I could get away with 5 of them because I'm so fair. But you've got some really good warm tones and some cool tones, and you've got a lot of like neutral things, and you've got some fun pops of color. So I think this was fun, and I mean, I sat for like 2 hours today thinking about what I would use, what I would grab, what I would pick, those kinds of things. So think about it. So think about it. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this video and what you would be able to do if you had 5 products. So anyways, I'm Rebecca Oberstadt. I will see you in tomorrow's video. Have a great day or night wherever you are.